Hey guys, welcome back to another brand new video. Now in today's video, I'm sure you guys already know, but if you don't know or if you want to know, this is going to be a video documenting how to use the TheDarkProgramer's tool. So this is the PS2 Classics GUI version 1.0.0.10. So this is currently the most up-to-date version, and I'll be showing you how to use every single feature that this has available for you. So please stick around. This tutorial will be nice and short, and it'll be very informational, and I'll be very quick. So if you need to pause the video at any point, don't hesitate to do so. I recommend watching the video through once before you attempt to do anything, just to be sure. And from here, let's go ahead. So first, what you're going to want to do is you're going to need to go and download this. So I'll put a link to this in the description. I'll put a link to the thread. So what you do is you come to the thread here and you click down here where it says if you've installed the base version as instructed here. Doesn't matter, just click this here, this link. It'll take you to his GitHub. So as you can see, we've got his GitHub open. So you're going to download ps2.classics.zip. So just click on that and it'll download. So I've already downloaded it a couple times. So this is lesson number 3. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to move it because I've already got this. So you're going to download it wherever you want to put it. And for me, I have a folder on my desktop where I put all my stuff. So where are we? So here you go. I've got the PS2 Classics. So I've extracted the version that I had, which the last one was version 2. I mean, not version 2, it's just number 2. Anyways, extracted it and made a folder called PS2 Classics and put everything in here. So as you can see, we've got application files, ISOs, output. You won't have this folder. I made this folder and I made this folder. So you'll just have application files and these. So what you can do is you can create these 2 folders now, or you can wait until later. I'll be doing it later with you. So you're going to click this here and you're going to launch this. So this is going to launch the application for you, and it's going to connect to his server. You press install and it'll install the application. So here it is running now. Unfortunately, this is not the latest version, so we're going to need to update this. It's very simple to do so, guys. It only takes a minute. So you close this and you're going to open up another instance of Explorer. This tool only works on Windows, by the way, so if you have a Mac it won't work. And if you're having any issues so far, you need to make sure you've got .NET Framework installed. So you can go to Google and type .NET Framework, like so. First link, click on the link, and you can download whichever version you want. You can go ahead and do that if you need it. If not, if you're Windows 10 and you're up to date, you should be fine. So anyways, back to what I was showing you. So you got to open up, go to your desktop, and there will be a new logo here. So you'll have PS4, PS2 Classics GUI, your new icon. So this wasn't here before, it puts it there. So you're going to open it up and it's going to connect to the server again, and as you can see, it's found an update. So press OK, don't press skip. Once it's come up with this box, press install and it'll download the latest update. So we can minimize that for now, and this will be installing his latest version of the tool. So while we're doing that, go ahead and create yourself a folder called ISOs and a folder called output. So I've put all my ISOs into this ISO folder over here, and then in my output folder is just a couple test packages that I made earlier. So I'm just going to delete those for the point of this tutorial. So leave it empty, okay? And you've got your ISOs here. So these are the ones that I'm going to be making into a package for the PS4. These are all going to be in one package, so I'll show you how to make that work, because you guys might be wondering how that's going to work. I'll show you. It's very easy. You guys will like it. Just make sure that you number the files in the order that you want them to be on the PS4. So I want this to be disk 1, disk 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can make sure that you put the numbers in front of yours. So maybe you've got the same sort of thing as me, or maybe you've got like the Sly Cooper collection, something else like that. Make sure that they're numbered in the order that you want them to be on the package file. If you guys have the discs, like the physical discs, and you don't know how to rip them, I've got a previous video which I'll put in a card up here right now. If you click on that card, it'll take you back to the previous video, and that video will show you how to rip one of your legitimate discs with Power ISO. Now you do need the full version of Power ISO, like the paid version. Unfortunately, that's what I use. There might be other methods to do it, to rip it, so I would suggest going out there and googling other ways to rip an ISO off a DVD disc. There's plenty of ways to do it. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. But with that being said, Power ISO is probably the easiest way to do it. But anyways, this is almost done installing. It does take a little bit of time depending on how much traffic is going to the server and how fast your internet connection is. So the previous times that I've done this has actually gone a bit faster, but at the moment it looks like the server's under load. So we're almost done. We're almost there. And that's it. So it's pretty much done now, and you'll see the application launch on its own. So if you get this box pop up, just press more info and press run anyways. It's just because he doesn't have his certificates on the tool. So this is the TheDarkProgramer's tool, of course. If you guys don't know him, you should know him. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing in your scene. Maybe you're new. TheDarkProgramer has been around since the PS3 days. He's a very good guy, very nice guy. So make sure that, you know, trust him. I guess you don't have to. If you don't want, you can do whatever you want. But anyways, this is how you use his tool. So firstly, I'm going to show you, this is the UI. So you will have an option to play audio. So at the moment, I think when you start it up, it starts with audio playing. So if you can hear mine, so you just press this button if you want to mute it, and it mutes it. That's it. I actually didn't get to show you that there's a logo, so I'll show you now. I'll close it again and I'll reopen the application. So as you can see now, it doesn't do anything, and you've got the logo. So you just put a little PS2 logo there. I reckon it's nice. And there you go. So once it opens up, it looks like this. You got the PS4 background and everything. Now, first thing I'm going to show you is a simple feature. So let's say you're using one ISO. Let's do Jack DAX, which is the first one. So if I put this in here, it'll change the NP title to the PS2 ID, which is pretty much what you want to do, because you don't want to put something random in here unless you're doing like a multi-ISO package. For example, I'll show you. Memorize this. It's SCES 50361. Now I'll show you. We'll do another disk, and you can see it change this time. So I'll do Jack 2 this time, and you see it change, how it changes with that. So it'll automatically name it for you if you're only doing a single disk. But in the situation that you're doing multi-discs ISO, like so, I'll teach you how to do multi-disc. So when this page opens up, you got to click and drag, or you can just click on one, press shift and click on the last one, whatever suits you, however you like to do it. Press open, and you can see this little box comes up here with all your ISOs. So remember how I said to you to number them so that they're in order. If you don't do this, your ISOs will be all out of order, and unfortunately you can't reorder them yet. Might be something that he'll add in the future, but at the moment you can't. So there's already the numbers there for the PS2 discs. So leave this, don't close it. Over here, I'm going to rename this just so I know what it is. So you have to put it in this format. So it has to be 4 letters at the start, followed by 5 numbers. Now you can put any letters you want at the start. The 4 letters can be anything, and the last few numbers can be whatever you want. So I'm going to do JKDX for Jack Dax. I'm going to name this 100. Actually, just for tutorial purposes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And the title, I'm going to make it Jack and Daxter Collection. Actually, no, I'll make it Jack Collection. Nice and easy, right? Now you're probably thinking, well, what's the icon going to look like? Is it going to look like this? Well, yes, you're right. It will look like this unless you change it, and you can do that very easily. So you right click on the icon and you go change icon. So this is the one that I'm going to use. As you can see, that's going to be the icon for the thing, and when you launch it, it'll have a background. So you want to change the background too. So you go right click, change background. Now I got my background saved somewhere else, so let me just go and grab it. Here it is. So I'm going to use this one. So there's the background, as you can see. Now you guys can put whatever you want in there. I would highly recommend for the back one you use a widescreen background, and for this you use like a icon sort of picture, just because they will be resized and reformatted when you enter them into the tool. So if you use for example, reverse this and you use an icon for the background, it'll stretch it and it'll look ugly. And if you look like if you use like a background for the icon, it'll shrink it and it'll look ugly. So that's up to you guys to do. You can do whatever you want, but that's what I would recommend for you. Now there's one more thing I'm going to show you guys before we go ahead. Now if you come here to file, you can see that there's an add custom PS2 config option, I'm not going to use this option at the time being, just because I'm not too sure exactly how to use it right yet. I'm still trying to learn this, so once I do learn, I will be actually making a follow-up video to this showing you how to add custom PS2 config files. So essentially I'll explain it to you now. If you obviously know what this is, you don't need me to explain it, so you can skip ahead. But for people who don't know, this here lets you patch games that you're running. So with the custom config, let's say there's a game that doesn't work properly, or it's glitchy, or it's jumpy. If you know what to patch, you can put it into, I believe it's a text file, and the way that happens is this compiler reads the text file and sees your custom config, and it applies it to the game. So let's say you need to limit the amount of integers or floating points. So when you've got a floating point, if you guys know what that is, it's the amount of numbers that come after your decimal point. So you've got 1.9999 infinite, like infinite. So with the old PS2, they had different hardware, which means that they were more able to calculate floating points in a different way to the way that we calculate them now on an x86 architecture, I believe it might be. Pretty sure it is, don't quote me on that, but the way that the PS4 does it is a lot different to the PS2, which makes emulation harder. So some games don't work perfectly, some work great, some work better than ever, but just because it's different things that you have to change, and that's what patching the config does. So that's just out there for you guys to know. If you want to learn how to do it, I might have a new video coming out soon. I should, because I'm going to try and learn this pretty quickly, because I need to patch some of my games. But if you want to Google around, by all means, take a look around and see if you can figure it out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create this package now. This option here, I won't show you, or I'll show you. Look, it just opens this up and says emulation might be possible in the future, but not yet. So it might be something that he builds into the tool. We're not too sure. But anyways, let's go and create PS2 package classic. So you press that button, and you're going to choose your output. So remember how I showed you to make that folder? So you're going to go and seek to where you've got this saved, and I'm going to click my output folder and press OK. And it's going to do all this stuff here. So as you can see, it's moving the ISOs. So depending on how fast your computer is, this might take longer or shorter. I like to think my computer does this quite quick, but regardless, I'm going to stop talking now to save time, and I'm just going to speed this part up. So if you guys want to watch, you can watch, pause the video if you have to. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so just in case you guys hadn't noticed already, the process towards the end where it says creating the package does go for a while. So I'll bring this back over here so I can show you guys. If you take a look, we'll go into the folder here. Oh, there you go. It finished. Well, I was going to show you, if you take a look in here, you can see the package has been built when it increases in size, but then it will stay at the maximum size for a while. So just leave it, because things are being patched at that time. Once it's finished, the tool will actually play a noise and it'll open up the folder where the output has been sent to. So what you're going to do now is, that's all done. You don't need the tool anymore, as everything's been done. So you're going to get a hard drive or USB if it's big enough for your package file, and you're going to plug it into your computer. Now I'm just doing that now, and this is you're gonna be your package file. So me, I put like 5 ISOs in there, and it's 18 gigabytes. So I'm gonna open my hard drive now. Where is that? So we'll go here, and here's my hard drive. So I'm just gonna drag and drop my package into here. So if you've got other packages in there, remember what it's called. My one is JKDX12345. Now again, I'm gonna speed this part up so you guys don't have to watch this. We'll be back shortly. Alright, might as well just talk to you guys. If you want to skip it, you can, but I'm gonna talk to you guys while I'm just setting up the exploit in the background. So I'll log in and I'll show you guys. So as you can see, I've already made a test yesterday of this, so I'll go ahead and uninstall it just so you guys can see that I'm doing this legitimately, exactly how I explained it to you guys. So I've just tested it, made sure everything worked, and everything worked according to plan. So now I can make the video for you guys. Now I'm gonna go launch my exploit. I always do it locally. I recommend it. It's better, and people recommend using the Holy Grail homebrew enabler, but I mean, to me they both seem to work the same. Apparently they work differently. See, sometimes it takes a couple tries for your PS4 to get into the hen, but it worked that time. And yeah, Holy Grail apparently is the same as well, but I have issues injecting it through Tool at the moment just because of the way it is. I think it's a little bit buggy in the later versions. But anyways, I'm gonna wait for that to finish copying over to my hard drive. Yeah, I'm gonna just speed the video up again, guys. I will be back shortly. Alright guys, so now as you can see we're finishing up with only 5 seconds left and we've done. Alright, now guys, please listen to me with this part here. Don't just yank your hard drive out. Trust me, from experience, it doesn't work properly. Yeah, the package won't work if you yank it out at this point because the computer might still be writing. So I want you to come here, right click and safely eject your USB or hard drive or whatever. And if you get this error message, then you need to find out what's using your USB stick. So maybe if you've got it open in here, you need to close it. For this reason, I'm also going to close the PS2 Classics GUI tool. We don't need that anymore. So if you close it, it'll close on its own. I'm going to try again. As you can see, it's safe to remove now. So that's great. I want you guys to go ahead and remove it now that it's safe to be removed. And we're going to go over to the PS4. Now, where is my output folder? I'll get this ready for you guys now so that you can see that I'm not bluffing when I'm showing you the package that I just created. So, where is this? Yeah, I'll make this full screen so you guys can see that, and I'll put this down here. Okay, so bear with me one moment as I go and plug the hard drive into the PS4. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've run my exploit in the background already. So if you guys have also done that, you're great, you're good to go. Otherwise, pause the video now if you want to and go run your exploit. Now keep your eyes on this file up here. That'll be the exact file name of the file that I'm installing, and you guys can see it install and work. So I've already run the exploit as I previously mentioned. So we're gonna go over to settings. I'm gonna scroll down to debug settings, game, package installer, and alright, so then we'll go and scroll down, and it should be one of the ones down the bottom. So as you can see, we've got JKDX12345. You're going to go ahead and install that one, which is exactly the same one that we've got up here, as you can see. So I'm going to go and click the X button on that to install it now. And it should begin. There you go, as you can see. And I will go ahead and speed up the video for you again, so you don't have to sit through this, guys. So I'll be back once that's done, and I'll show you guys the package working. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're coming to the end of it now. So it's almost done installing, and there we go. So I will now go to the home screen and we'll take a look. Whoops. I hate this controller, man. It's so like it doesn't press the right buttons. Anyways, as you can see on our home screen, and I'll get rid of this for you here so you can take a good look. Bear with me just one moment, I need to change a setting on my monitor. Oh. Okay. Alright, I'm going to change my input so I can walk through this with you guys. So now, if you take a look, this is the application we just installed. So as you can see, we are launching the application as we speak, and there it is running. So right now we should be launching Jack and Daxter. So that is the first disk that I have included into the package file. So I'll wait for this to launch and I'll show you a couple known bugs and stuff like that. So I'll put the volume up a bit so you can hear it as well. So I'm trying to put this up so you can hear it, but it's not too loud. So as you can probably see, it's a little bit buggy. And if you listen to it, it's a bit buggy. So with this game specifically, this is one of those games that I told you you're going to need to patch for it to run properly. In my previous video, I actually show you a little bit of gameplay with it and how the scenes are, but I won't go into that this time. So this is just to show you guys that the game launches and that there are some bugs and that they need to be fixed. Obviously you can patch it. Seems to have gone a bit better, But anyways, I'll show you how to change the disc now. So you hold the home button and you see this quick menu come up, and you're going to go and click the switch discs icon. So you're going to be presented with this menu now. I know for certain that disc 2 does not work, so I'm not going to click disc 2. But I know that disc 3, 4 and 5 do work. Out of all of them, I think disc 4 works the best, so I'm going to launch this one. Now, the settings for this are actually the Japanese ones, so make sure that you use circle to select the disc, otherwise if you press X it'll just go back. So just press circle like so, and watch how I do it, and you should see the game start booting quite shortly. Alright, so there's your PlayStation logo, and as you can see the game's booting. Now if you get a game and it doesn't go past the PlayStation logo, that means that it needs to be patched. Unfortunately, I don't know how to patch the game. I'm really sorry guys. Every game is different, so you're going to need to read up about it and see what you can do to patch it. But yeah, I'll be showing you guys a little bit about that in a future video when I figure it out. So as you can see with this one, it looks a little bit better in terms of the graphics, as this was a little bit later in the PS2's cycle in its generation, and it still is a little bit choppy, just a bit, but look, all the images and everything look a whole lot smoother, and audio is also smoother than the last game, which is just proving to you guys that it is the patch and the configuration for the game. So please, if you guys have any questions, drop a comment down below to let me know what your question is. Otherwise, if you have any recommendations for the tool, or if you find any bugs as well, please let us know in the comments down below. The developer will be looking at this, and I'll be pushing any information to him that I think is extremely important if he hasn't seen it already. So this will be one of the videos that he's checking just to see what you guys think, and also if you guys have any recommendations, or if there's any big bugs that need to be addressed in a new release quite soon. So just make sure you leave that in the comments down below. If there's any problems, please don't dislike the video, or I mean you can if you want. If you liked it, if you don't like it, then don't like it. It's up to you what you want to do. It doesn't really matter. This is just a documentation tool a documentation video documenting the tool. So you guys can go about it however you want. If there's anything I haven't addressed that you guys want to know, please also ask, and I will try and help you with that. So yeah, I guess that's it guys. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.